So, yeah.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Foreign Insight with your podcast host. There's Maddox. Let's get straight into it, man. Just a few days ago, man, they tried to assassinate Donald Trump yet again, this time on his golf course. This is the issue that I have, right? People already know that we have extreme people out there who are lunatics. So why would you spew false information to trigger those type of people, right? So let me explain what I mean. Remember when Donald Trump almost got shot the first time? Well, he did get shot the first time on his air. He almost got unalive the first time. The Democrats, like Joe Biden said, we got to lower down the temperature, right? We got to lower it down. But then right after that, they continue the lies by calling him the H-man. Like, they called him, let's say, Hitler, right? At the end of the day, he's going to be a dictator. He's going to take over your life, X, Y, and Z. This is the things that make people go crazy. You know this. You're basically dog whistling to the people who are the extreme when you do this. The left and the Democrats need to calm down. Just admit that y'all lied. Just admit that if Trump wins, the USA ain't over because he already was president at one time. Just admit when y'all say it's going to be a bloodbath that y'all was being disingenuous because he was talking about the comment literally on the automobile business. Literally. They're encouraging lunatics to do a weird-ass bidding. And I blame this thing usually on the false reports. These people are charged up on Mountain Dew. We know this. Or over fake news. Y'all remember when they say wrestling was fake? Y'all remember that? No. Matter of fact, y'all remember when people thought wrestling was real? And the Undertaker got beat up in the and thrown into a casket by mad men, like 15 and 20 wrestlers, jumped the Undertaker and threw him in a casket, and everybody thought Undertaker actually died, and then he rose into the heavens. Y'all remember that? But in reality, in real life, he probably went on vacation. But at that moment, people thought Undertaker really was dead, and it was going crazy out here, right? They had to put out a message saying, listen, y'all, it's entertainment. It's not that serious. These people, you know what I'm saying, aren't really dead. They're just wrestlers, right? The Democrats should do that. We say, oh, the kids are impressionable, and it's the adults do it too. But what I'm trying to say is this. Look at this clip right here, man. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it.
Scott is in West Palm Beach with the latest on the investigation. Good morning, Rachel.
George, we are learning new details this morning. Officials say this is where the suspect was camped out for nearly 12 hours in those bushes. Just over those hedges is the golf course. A Secret Service agent just one hole ahead, spotting the barrel of a rifle sticking out.
Keep walking!
Overnight, new body camera video showing the moment officers arrested the 58-year-old man who they say camped out on Donald Trump's golf course for 12 hours, allegedly trying to assassinate him.
What's your name, boss? Ryan?
Trump was moving across the fairway near the fifth hole. A Secret Service agent yelling out gun, spotting a barrel of a rifle sticking out from the fence.
All of a sudden we heard shots being fired in the air, and I guess probably 4 or 5. And it sounded like bullets, but what do I know about that? But Secret Service knew immediately it was bullets, and they grabbed me.
The former president recounting it all during an online conversation on the platform X, formerly known as Twitter.
I was with an agent, and the agent did a fantastic job.
They really out here trying to off my man Trump, man. This is wild, man. 2 attempts on his man life.
Secret Service immediately surrounding Trump and taking him to a safe location. Sources say agents fired 4 to 6 rounds.
The subject, who did not have line of sight to the former president, fled the scene. He did not fire or get off any shots at our agents. With reports of gunfire, the former president's close protection detail immediately evacuated the president to a safe location.
That suspect, Ryan Ralph, taking off on foot, jumping into a black Nissan SUV. A witness spotting him driving off, taking a picture of the license plate number and alerting police.
He was smart. He was just driving with the flow of traffic. Yeah, I think that he may have thought he got away with it.
45 minutes later, police tracked down the suspect traveling northbound on I-95.
This is absolutely insane.
Driver, take 2 steps to your right.
You can see him exiting the vehicle, taken into custody, appearing in court Monday facing 2 felony gun charges. Authorities say he had a loaded SKS, a Soviet-style semi-automatic rifle with scope, a digital camera, a backpack, and a bag containing food. This is now the second attempt on the former president's life in just 9 weeks, raising serious questions.
The part I don't understand, there's been rumored that this guy was also part of the I forgot the company name. I think BlackRock, something like that. The same company that the first guy who tried to kill Trump was attached to. This guy's also attached to that same company. It's just too much of a coincidence.
About how an armed man was able to get within 400 yards of Trump under heightened security protocol. The acting director of the Secret Service admitting that his agents did not search the perimeter of the golf course, explaining that the president wasn't even really supposed to go there. Was the golf course searched thoroughly before the former president's arrival?
So at this time, it was an off-the-record movement, meaning it was not on the former president's official schedule.
And was there any evidence to suggest that the suspect knew that Donald Trump was going to be on that golf course at that time?
Based on what I know now, and it's an active investigation, I don't have any information on that.
The Secret Service promising the highest levels of protection for the former president. Trump and President Biden speaking by phone.
He was very nice today. He called up to make sure I was okay, to make sure that, do I have any suggestions?
But Trump blaming his political opponents. Still, Democrats, from President Biden to Vice President Kamala Harris, were quick to condemn political violence.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest, man. This is a sad day in our country history. Not the saddest, it's just a sad day, right? It's terrible, man. It's bad. It's bad, man. They really want this man out of here, man. And they're trying their best to make sure that this thing goes through. The extreme people, man. But mind you, it don't make it any better, right? When you have people out there that's literally looking for Trump to get hurt. They want this to happen. It don't make it any better. And the left knows this. They know that they got a bunch of lunatics that's going to... Y'all talking about Trump incited January 6th. What about y'all inciting people to be a dog whistle to do what they're doing? There's numerous reports of people saying Trump should do this, Trump should get hurt, or wishing ill will on Trump health. Or even some reports, some people saying death on Trump on TV.
Take Trump out tonight. Take him out now. Okay.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump.
About that though, right? So there's not. Wow, I just find that weird to me. And another thing that's kind of bugged out to me, how they can just lie and say, "You know, Trump said there's fine people on both sides." But the thing they don't show y'all, in the very same speech, they don't show y'all this part of it, right? They give y'all stuff out of context on purpose. And these are the type of things that they do to get people into their feelings to try to kill someone's character. But let's hear what Trump actually was saying in proper context.
You look at both sides. I think there's blame on both sides, and I have no doubt about it, and you don't have any doubt about it either. And if you reported it accurately, you would say.
Neo-Nazis started this. They showed up in Charlottesville to protest.
Excuse me, they didn't put themselves down as neo, and you had some very bad people in that group. But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides. You had people in that group, excuse me, I saw the same pictures as you did. You had people in that group that were there to protest the taking down of, to them, a very, very important statue and the renaming of a park from Robert E. Lee to another name. Well, no, George Washington was a slave owner. Was George Washington a slave owner? So will George Washington now lose his status? Are we going to take down, excuse me, are we going to take down statues to George Washington? How about Thomas Jefferson? What do you think of Thomas Jefferson? You like him? Okay, good. Are we going to take down the statue? Because he was a major slave owner. Now, we're going to take down his statue. So you know what? It's fine. You're changing history. You're changing culture. And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And the press has treated them absolutely unfairly. Now, in the other group also, you had some fine people, but you also had troublemakers, and you see them come with the black outfits and with the helmets and with the baseball bats. You had a lot of bad people in the other group too.
So that's the part they don't tell y'all. He said it's fine people on both sides. Because it was true. You had people that went there to protest, to take down the statue peacefully, and you had other people who was around the area in the same place who wanted the statue to remain. But then you have other groups of white nationalists and neo-Nazis that came there and they start beefing with people. And he literally said he's not talking about white supremacist groups and hate groups. They should be condemned. He said this in the same speech, but the media don't show y'all this part. They try to kill his character. This is insane, the way how the media does. And then they tell black people, yo, he ain't done nothing for black people. What have he done for black people? What have he done for inner cities? He cared about himself only. Well, let's test that theory and see if Donald Trump didn't care for black people or inner city people or minorities. Let's see.
So this is historically black colleges and universities executive order, very important to all of us. This group has been fantastic, many of which we were with yesterday, and really developed something very special. So thank you all for being here. Thank you, Mr. Vice President, also Mike, for being here. This is a very important moment, and a moment that means a great deal to me. This month has been a wonderful opportunity to celebrate African American history and to begin working together to create a better future for African Americans and universities and colleges and everything that is African American. Today we're taking action to help make that future happen and that future better. This afternoon, we also have an exciting announcement to ensure former inmates can overcome some of the greatest barriers to employment, including limited access to transportation, which is needed for interviews and for jobs. To make this announcement, I'd like to invite up a very special guest and a powerful advocate for not only justice reform, but just a good person. And I hear she's starting to study law. She's also one of the most successful people in the entertainment business. Soon she'll be one of the most successful lawyers. I hate to tell all my lawyers back there. But I knew her father, and I tell you, she's got good genes, that I can tell you. Good genes for everything. And she's been a real friend, and her husband has been a real friend of mine, Kim Kardashian West.
So, another clip for y'all that's going to show after this, but these things right here that he put in place, all trying to advocate for, disproportionately help out the inner city people, slow and African Americans. But he did nothing for black people, y'all say, right?
President Trump unveiling opportunity zones, a new policy he says will build up communities in need by giving investors tax breaks to invest in low-income areas.
Our goal is to ensure that America's great new prosperity is broadly shared by all of our citizens.
So, I didn't even put up the First Step Act. So, these things that he done for black people in the community, right? And we're still being ungrateful. Act like he didn't do nothing for black people is insane, right? But yet, you have people out there that complains about, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, Kamala Harris, I'm voting for her because she's black. The most idiotic way to vote for somebody because of their skin color. But I got news for y'all. If you're saying you're going to vote for Kamala Harris because she's a black woman, if that's your main thing, how would you feel if every white person says, I'm voting for Trump because he's white? You will call them racist, right? For saying some shit like that. But you're going to vote for Kamala Harris, not because of her policies, because she's black. And I always say, I don't even have an issue if you vote for whoever you vote for. Just vote for policies. That's it. But when you say, I'm voting for Kamala Harris because she's black, but at the end of the day, if white people was to vote for their candidate or a candidate because they're white, black people will never win another election in life. We'll be outnumbered. So if white people decide to play that game that you're playing right now, voted for somebody because of their skin color, black people will never be president in the United States ever again. Even if everybody black in America was to vote for the black candidate, 13% of black African Americans vote for that, right? And then 14% of white people just voted, and they voted for a white candidate, and no other race just voted, just whites and blacks only. We will lose every time because they'll be the majority. But I get people saying it don't go by just strictly popular vote. I'm just making an analogy. But if everybody white was to vote, even in the electoral vote, however happens, because of skin color, black people won't win another election. It's just a fact. And we out here keep saying racism is the biggest thing. Is the biggest thing in our communities, in our country, but we don't get over. Racism ain't it. It's a component. It's alive, but it's on life support. It's literally on life support. So, let's make that clear. Racism is on life support.
It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. In the name of God. Alive.
I just wanted to be alive to fit your narrative, man. Not gonna stay much longer. I'm about to be out. I just wanted to get in and get it out real quick. Just let y'all know that my prayers and my thoughts is with Trump right now. He's okay right now, but this is scary. This is scary. We live in scary times. Scary times, man. With that being said, later.